3-domain system of classification. So here some terms related with the diversity and nomenclature and binomial nomenclature we will study, and then after the taxonomical hierarchies. So what is the meaning of biodiversity? Biodiversity, this term used to refer to the number of varieties of plants and animals in region on earth. So this biodiversity says about the varieties of the plants and animals on the earth, means the variability among the living organisms. So it refers to the diversity of organisms within the same species, between different species, and among different ecosystem too. Now the number of species which are known to us are 1.7 to 1.8 billion. Now need of classification, we have done yesterday already that what is classification. Classification is the practice of placing living organism into distinct groups based on the similarities and differences. Need of classification is that living organisms are classified into categories so that they could be named, remembered, studied and understood. Now for naming this living organism, there is a system developed by the scientist, and that system we will call it as the nomenclature. It was actually needed to standardize naming organisms, so the organism named same in all over world. So that nomenclature, it was introduced of each of the organism, meaning scientific name to all known organisms. So all the organisms, they are given the scientific names instead of the various names in the various languages, in order to identify them in the by the biologists all over the world. So here these some of the standards are decided by the scientists. So in the plants, this nomenclature is based on the principle and criteria of ICBN, that is International Code for Botanical Nomenclature, and that nomenclature of animals, it was based on the principles and criteria of ICZN. ICZN, that is the International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. And scientific names, they ensure that each organism has only one name. So each organism has been given a unique name that is specific to that organism, and the biological names are universal, means they remain same throughout the world, and it eliminates the possibility of usually different names of the same organisms in the different parts of the world. So these are the advantages of using the scientific name. Scientific names are easier to remember and to learn. Usually scientific names, organisms can more easily be categorized, and categories are easier to understand. Scientific names help in the identification of newly discovered organisms. And one more thing is there, that scientific names are mostly derived from Latin or Greek, which are dead and obsolete languages. Hence there is no change in the meaning of the biological names. So let we see here who has introduced this nomenclature, the system of nomenclature. So here binomial nomenclature was first introduced by the Carl Linnaeus, and he published the book Systema Naturae. The scientific naming of an organism using two words, this is known as the binomial nomenclature. Bi means two, nomial means name. So this nomenclature has suggested two names. Each name has two components, generic name and specific epithet or species name. Epithet means here that specific character, that we call it as the characteristics or attribute of that species. So two names are there, generic name and the species name. Now what are the rules for the nomenclature? that biological names are generally Latin and written in italics, that we know. They are written in the Latin or the Greek language, and they are written in the italics. First word represents genus and the second word denotes a specific epithet, that is the species name. Both words of biological name should be underlined separately when handwritten and italics if printed. First word denoting genus start with the capital letter, and specific epithet or species name should start with the small letter. Now the next that part we will study is the taxonomy. What is taxonomy? Taxonomy is the process of classification based on the characteristics of living organisms. So it is the component of systematics concerned with the naming, describing and classifying organisms. It specifically focuses on the theory and practice of classification of plants, animals and microorganisms of the world. Now there are differences in between the different characters like external and internal structure, cell structure, development, ecological information. So all these differences and the similarities are the basis of the modern taxonomy. Now next that term we will see, that is the systematics. Human being is interested to know different organism and diversity along with their relationship with others. So what is systematics? It is actually the study of biological diversity and relationships among the organisms. So it deals with the classification of organisms based on their diversity and the relationships among them. Now we will see the taxonomical hierarchy. What is taxonomical hierarchy? It is the arrangement of various taxa of classification. And here species, they occupy the lowest level in the classification of the organisms. If we gradually move up, we come across higher categories of the classification, and each taxonomic category is known as the taxon, T-A-X-O-N. Different taxonomic categories are arranged in a series from largest to the simplest one, and this constitute the hierarchy of taxonomic category. Hierarchy means a grade. So this constitutes the hierarchy or a grade of taxonomic categories. The number of similar characters of the categories decreases as we move from lowest rank to the highest rank. So taxonomical study of all known organisms will lead to the development of the categories such as kingdom, phylum, division, class, order, family, genus and species. So all these are the taxonomical categories, or we call them as the taxon. Sometimes in order to make taxonomic positions of a species more precise, certain extra categories like subdivision, suborder, subfamily, tribe, subspecies are also added to this list. So they are known as the intermediate categories. These are the categories which are known as the taxon, and some intermediate categories are also used in the classification for more precise position of the particular organism. And as a rule, taxonomic ranks are always capitalized except for species. This allows scientists to differentiate between the kingdom and other categories also. So let me see now all these categories one by one. We will understand them. So first we will see here the species. What is a species? That group of individuals having fundamental similarities and successful reproduction takes place among them. So this is the major taxonomic rank. We can call it the basic unit of the classification. Sometimes species are divided into the subspecies also, and there are an estimated 8.7 million different species of organisms on the earth. Distinct morphological differences is there between two closely related species. Now example we will see here: Panthera tigris, Panthera leo, Solanum tuberosum and Solanum nigrum. These are the complete scientific names. And you know, in the scientific names, the first name represents the genus and the second name represents the species. So here tigris, leo, tuberosum, nigrum, they are the species names. You can see Panthera and Solanum, they are the generic name. Next, a higher level taxon. And genus may have more than one, that is species name, represent the different organisms. So let we see the next that category, that is genus. Its plural is the genera. Genera are aggregate of closely related species and group of related species with more characters in common than the species of other genera. For example, Panthera leo, Panthera pardus, Panthera tigris. Here you can see Panthera is the genus. So animals which come under genus Panthera share several common features and differs from genus Felis. Another example is there, like for potato and brinjal, they have the same genera Solanum. Species is different. In potato, Solanum tuberosum, and in the brinjal, Solanum melongena. Understood? So tuberosum here and the melongena, they are the species, but the genus is similar, that is Solanum. Next category is the family. It has a group of related genera with less number of the similarities. So students, you can see here the number of similarities are decreasing as we are going up from a species to the top category. So it has a group of related genera with less number of the similarities. They are characterized on the basis of the vegetative and reproductive features. For example, family Solanaceae include genera Solanum, Petunia and Datura. All these are in the family Solanaceae. Family Felidae, it includes the genera Panthera and Felis both. Understood? This both genus, they come under the family Felidae. Now next, that category we will see here, the order. What is order? Assemblage of the families. Means these all families together which exhibit few similar characters, they come under one order. Similar characters will be less in numbers. So again, the similarities in the organism is being decreased. Plant family, for example, that is the Convolvulaceae, Solanaceae, they come under the order Polymoniales. Animals family like Felidae and Canidae, they come under the order Carnivora. Now after this, we will see the next category is class. What is class? It includes all related orders having few similar characters. For example, class Mammalia includes order Primata and the Carnivora. But further we will see there are differences in the Primata and the Carnivora. And plants also, like class Dicotyledonei includes order Polymoniales and Sapindaes. So this is the class category. And the class was the most general rank proposed by the Linnaeus. Phyla were not introduced until the 19th century. Now, phylum or division. It includes the classes with very few similarities. So, number of similar features are being reduced when we reach up to the phylum or division. In animals, like phylum Chordata includes classes like fish here, that belongs to the Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia. Due to common feature presence of notochord and dorsal hollow neural system. So that similarities in between these organisms are very less. So on the basis of these two features, these organisms, they are placed in the phylum Chordata. Now in plants, the division Angiospermae includes the class Dicotyledonei and Monocotyledonei. So these are the phylum and division. Now we will see the kingdom. So before domains were introduced, kingdom was the highest taxonomic rank. Now this is known as the higher category of the taxonomy, and the different kingdoms are Protista, Monera, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. There is no set agreement on the kingdom classification, as I discussed in the previous class. Also, 2 kingdom, 3 kingdom, 4 kingdom, like that 6 kingdom classifications we have studied. This is done by the scientists. So there is no set agreement on the kingdom classification, and some researchers have abandoned it altogether. Currently, it continues to be revised. In 2015, researchers suggested splitting Protista into 2 new kingdoms, that is Protozoa and Chromista. So this is the kingdom. Now, that last category here we will study, that is the domain. About domain you have studied in the first part of this chapter. What is domain? It is the highest taxonomic rank. Carl Woese in 1990 introduced the 3 domains of life, namely bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. This is explained by me already. So understood all the taxonomic hierarchies. Right from the lowest one we have started, species, then to the genus, then family, order, class, phylum, kingdom, and domain. So this is the taxonomic hierarchy. Now we will come to the concept of a species. This concept of a species was given by John Ray. He proposed the term species, and according to him, species is a group of individuals which can interbreed among themselves. Understood? Which can interbreed among themselves and can produce fertile offspring. This is called biological species concept, because species is defined as on the basis of interbreeding. So organisms, those who are capable to interbreed, they come under the same species. For example, all the humans in this world can interbreed among themselves and produce fertile children. Therefore, all the humans belong to the same species. So this is the concept of species. Now, as per the syllabus, you have classification of some organisms. They are man, housefly, mango, and wheat. So you learn it. So classification of man, kingdom, Animalia, phylum, Chordata, and all these man, housefly, mango, and wheat, they have same domain, that is eukarya. You can write domain also. That is same for all, that is eukarya. So kingdom Animalia, phylum Chordata, class Mammalia, order Primates, family Hominidae, genus Homo, and species, here the Sapiens is the species. So understood here? This is the classification of man. Now the classification of that common housefly, it belongs to the kingdom Animalia, phylum Arthropoda, that is jointed foot. Here subphylum is also given, Hexapoda. Hexapoda is there because it is 6-legged. Class Insecta, order Diptera, family here Muscidae, genus Musca, and the species is the Domestica. So understood? This is the classification of common housefly. Then the classification of mango, it is a means plant. So its kingdom is Plantae. Now in plants, at the place of phylum we write the division. So division Angiospermae, class Dicotyledonei, order Sapindales, family Anacardiaceae, genus Mangifera, species is Indica, and the complete binomial name is the Mangifera indica. Now we'll come to the classification of wheat. Phylum Angiospermae, class Monocotyledonei, order Poaceae, family Poaceae, genus Triticum, and species Aestivum. So understood, children? So learn their scientific name also. Scientific name of the man, Homo sapiens, because here in some books you will get the subspecies also of the man, that is Homo sapiens sapiens. Housefly Musca domestica, mango, that is Mangifera indica, and wheat, that is Triticum aestivum. So students, this part is over. In the next part we will study the tools for the study of taxonomy. So you go through the book also, read in the book all these topics and ask your